guess this is probably a bit unusual for the locals to see. Me here. Obviously not from around here, representing the inner west side. This scent will ward all the wasps away. These are quite faded, and there are photos online of other train sets that were here, and I believe that these once had a cover over them. I don't know where the rest of the track has gone, but as I understand it, it used to wind all the way around the park and do a perimeter of it. Now the other toys are further inside the field. Can't really see many of them from here. And as the story goes, nobody knows where old King Ron Serena got any of these toys. He acquired them by various means and dealt in cash only. This man, who was, I guess you could say, a well-known eccentric around the Warragamba way, owned the parcel of land that was rented to the Bullens brothers to start African lion safari. Now, when old Ron Serena saw how successful African lion safari was, he figured that he'd use a patch of land to start up his own Funland. So he picked up toys from here and there and started charging people a couple of dollars to ride them. Now, no permits or anything were apparently applied for, and the park was eventually shut down. And I've heard that people who visited African lion safari at the time do remember that Funland here was closed and that these rides were abandoned. So the history of it, in its abandoned state at least, is far older than African lion safari, El Cabello Blanco, Wonderland. Yet not much is known about it. So I'm going to take you a bit further inside. We'll have a look at a few more of the rides that are left and some other crazy, cool stuff that's around. Well, I hope it's still there. So here we are at the entrance where I went in last time. You can see this very unreadable sign here, and I don't know what it says. From here you can see that there are these wooden, well, they look like sort of wooden teepees. I think that maybe some people who were squatting here were having bonfires. Not quite sure. I know that from photos online there were some teepees, and I haven't seen any teepees. So maybe this is part of them and they've been burnt out now. Or they could be hidden in that thicket over there. Here we have a burnt out structure. I don't know what this once was, but it looks like it's red brick. I don't know, maybe some sort of old barbecue or structure, like there's concrete on the top of it. So yeah, maybe it was once a little ticket booth or something. Now, over here we have what looks like the remains of a camp. Some crew have been here hiding out, really made themselves at home here. I don't know, if I was living out here, I reckon I could make it look much cuter than this. Actually using all this stuff. I mean, there's even a little bed head there. Plenty of wood. You could definitely make something. out of here. I didn't know I could video him. I felt a bit bad. Look, we just had awesome chats. He's a really nice bloke. He's really lovely. He's had people visit here and they've come and thieve and destroy stuff. I mean, look at that. Oh, that's so neat. That's beautiful. And he said that he's seen 2 snakes today, and kind of late. He said he was surprised they should be gone by now. But he saw a black one and he saw a grey one. And he said, watch out for the brown ones. The brown ones, they'll get you. And they don't shy away like a red-bellied black snake. So he said, I can take some photos, move off the property when I can. I think he's just a lonely old guy. And he was really good to talk to. He remembers this place when he was a kid, and he was the chief warden at African Lion Safari. Sonny was in charge of making sure that all the lions and tigers and bears, oh my, were kept separated and secure and safe from escaping and getting out and attacking any members of the public. So he had a pretty pivotal role at the old African Lion Safari. He said that it was the tigers that he couldn't trust, and he was all right with the bears and with the lions, but don't trust a tiger because they can climb. A tiger once climbed a 12-foot high wall or fence, and that was a pretty close call. He also said, what else did he say? I'll think of it. Think of it later. I think that this, you can see here. Oh no! I'll have to move further away. So, according to the little bunny, I make the cut. There is a path to walk in here, but I'm not doing it. You can see the path here. Yeah. No. Dizzy rascal. So this looks like the remains of a little tractor or maybe part of the train. Obviously once yellow. I thought that all this was rust, but apparently there's been a lot of fires through this area. There was really bad bushfire in the late 90s. I remember being stuck up at Foster at the time, and probably about 97, I think it was. Yeah, that was a bad one. And there's been a few more since then, he said, and either bushfires or, you know, the cause of some of them has never been determined. So what I thought was rust is actually remains of burnt out objects, and not everything has survived the fires or the thefts. There are mozzies everywhere. They're making a meal of me. So this looks like, I don't know, the kind of ride that flings you around, or maybe the bare bones of a merry-go-round. And there's no way any of those ponies would have survived this. It makes me wonder where all those treasures and mementos have gone now. Some lucky buggers out there. In saying that though, if they were here, I wouldn't take any of them. That's not what I'm here for. Don't get me wrong though. A merry-go-round pony that would be pretty hard to leave. I'd definitely take a few profile photos with it. Oh, show! So here we are. Awesome little Ferris wheel. This is super cute. I asked Sonny what the carriages look like and what colours they were. He said he doesn't remember. I told him that I picture them being red and white. He said that they were all sorts of colours. So I guess if one broke, they just replace it from somewhere else. Maybe it didn't necessarily match. Or maybe his memory has faded with the passing of time. As far as I know, there are no photos online of this place as it was back in the day. The photos that people have taken online and shared are of African lion safari. And when people drive past through Warragamba, they actually mistake the rides that they can see from the highway as being African lion safari. So that's how this place has kind of been forgotten about. There are photos of this place online, of these rides, and of ones that Sonny is talking about, and other little bits and pieces that have been stolen. So you can find photos online if you're keen to look for them, because they are really cute. There was a lot more stuff here. And from what I've seen, it was a bit, higgledy-piggledy. They were just dotted around. I don't think it was very organised here, but I think that was part of its beauty. It was just an oddball place. We reminisced about all the parks in Sydney that have been lost now. Who remembers all of them? Paradise Gardens, which he told me was owned by the Bullen's brothers, and Bullen's Animal World, African Lion Safari, and El Caballo Blanco. Yeah, he knows a lot of places. I told him that if he ever gets the chance that he should visit them one day. He gave a non-committal answer. Maybe it was more of just a sound, but he didn't say never. And even though he says he doesn't know why anybody comes here, he still comes here. So I feel like he understands its beauty. And nobody likes anyone making fun of them. I think if he feels that people feel the same way that he does about this place, then he's okay with them. But he doesn't advise that you come here because it's not exactly safe. But he sure has a few stories to tell, and I'm definitely glad that I met him today. Okay, let's go check out the last of the stuff and get out of here, because it is dusk now. I've just had a mental blank and I don't even remember what these were called. What? Is that a merry-go-round? A roundabout. No. Yeah, a roundabout. That's... doesn't look like it's been going round anywhere. Also survived the fire. There's a cute little rocket over there. And I'm just gonna jump around and show you. This might be a ride. I've seen photos of it when it was in better condition than this. It's underneath this big tree here. There's a few of them around here actually. And yeah, a lot of branches and stuff has been thrown on it and looks very burnt out. So that's about all that's left here. These few rides and a weird and wonderful story. But I feel like I've only really just scratched the surface of. Sonny is a seriously awesome guy. And I didn't really talk about his dad Ron that much. Ooh, spider. King on Serena. The guy who started his own country here. Ron Serena didn't want to pay taxes. He dealt only in cash. And he decided that this place, through certain little used legal avenues, could be claimed as its own country. And so he filed the paperwork, protested about it, and he was not exiled, but what was he a bit like? I don't know, Julian Assange. Like, he had his rights, but his rights essentially trapped him. Oh God, it is so dark now. While I want to find out the real story, I also respect Sonny's right to privacy, especially the first time I meet him. Okay, I'm running out of here. Running. Now we're back on the street. Just in time for the lights. So that means that it's time to go home for supper, kids. All this exploring has made me super hungry.